Hi everybody, I'm Blue Nagoon. Today I'm putting my music fan hat on to review some of my favorite vocal retrowave songs that came out in January of 2022. The first track today is Dance Alone by the band Night Leather. This is from their album that just came out called Forgiveness Doesn't Pay. The whole album is worth a listen. The band is very ambitious and the album is honestly kind of bonkers. Like, it just veers from one thing to the next. There's 3 different singers coming in and out of the tracks. To me, Dance Alone was the standout track on the album. My preference for female vocals might be playing into that, but I also just think it's the most accessible track. Like the rest of the album, the track has a lot going on. It switches up quite a bit, but it always kind of keeps one wheel on the road in this case being like a goth dance pop song. The vocals swoop around with this slightly disaffected air, and there's just all kinds of ear candy in this track. There's this shreddy lead guitar part, there's this cool percussion breakdown toward the end, there's like these acoustic drum fills, and at the end there's an actual retardando. Always fun to hear some tempo modulation. There is one kind of noisy bridge section in here where there's a guy talking for some reason, but this song has enough cool stuff going on and that part is short enough that it didn't break the spell for me. Next up is the track Chasing You Down by Wings of Fire. This song just speaks to me on a spiritual level. It's got emotional vocals, it's got these awesome vocal arrangements and harmonies. The chorus hook, every time I listen to the song, when the chorus hook hits, it's just like a shot right through the heart. Very smartly, they put that chorus hook early in the song. There's some really neat interplay between the vocals and a clean 80s Strat electric guitar sound. And as the song goes on, the vocal and guitar layers build and overlap, and they just become this glorious ocean of sound. And the whole thing is just shot through with melancholy. Next up is the song Away by Madman and Manhatten. And thematically, this song is all about getting out, overcoming, moving forward. So the song is super pretty, and I really like how the vocal line has this alternating up and down motif that she sings at the end of each of the lines. But again, the song is not about staying in one place, and so there's a couple elements that add a lot of restless energy. For me, it's the big detuned synth pads, and the way that the vocals, when they're going between notes, they kind of take a little bit of time sliding between, and so they're off-grid for a little bit of time. So you put that together, and it just adds an edginess to the song and matches the lyrics in its need to go forward. And then what's great is we actually get to go on the journey, and the end of the song is like an 80s adventure soundtrack. It just goes off into this whole instrumental thing where there's these energetic synth arps and these big drums courtesy of Manhatten and these really cool chord changes. But I just like how the song is an entire journey. Like, we get the I wanna go, and then we get to actually go at the end. Next up is the album Love Decayed by NightNight. I didn't select one song off this because it really is, I think, meant to be consumed as an album. I did a full-length review of the album in another video if you want to check it out. But this is just a deep, emotional, interesting journey. Kind of a mix of dark synth, synth pop, goth, industrial, indie rock. Think like 9 Inch Nails meets Garbage meets Depeche Mode or Bat for Lashes. You know, if any of the words that I've just said there pique your interest at all, you really owe it to yourself to check out this album. It's fantastic. And while we're talking about darker tinged songs, check out Together by Close to Monday. It's got this haunting minor key mood with these minimalist synth plucks, gorgeous melodies, and it builds up into this culminating distorted synth pluck solo. And underneath the bass, it's like a mono bass, and it's really sliding between the notes. It's very cool. Next up is Passion by SP84 and Emily Zuzik. This is a funky, sultry little synth pop number. It's got some classic 808 drums. There's this cool, funky synth bass line, and then there's some synth pads, but really most of the instrumentation is guitar-based. You've got lead guitar, you've got some little funk motifs, you've got some cool little lines that come down one ear and go out the other ear and go back and forth. Zuzik's vocals go from, breathy and sultry in the verses up to these impassioned final choruses, and the chorus hook is pretty catchy. I found myself humming it around the house the past couple weeks. All right, and the last song is The Great Escape by Space Tourist and Teresa Meads. I knew Teresa Meads from a song she did with Caesar last year, so I was pretty psyched when I saw her name pop up. I really like her voice, and she definitely brings it on this song. This is a very straightforward synthwave track, and that's not a slight. It just, it does what it's supposed to do really competently. It's fun to listen to. It's got a classic pop chord progression, gorgeous synth sound design. There's lots of ebb and flow in the structure, build-ups, breakdowns, and stuff, but all those build-ups are super satisfying. And of course, the vocals are the highlight of the track. All right, everybody. So there's 6 songs, a couple albums that if you're at all into this genre, I highly recommend that you check out. I hope to do more of these reviews as the year goes on, so feel free to subscribe if you're into that. I also make this kind of music, so if you want to hear what I do, check it out. Thanks for listening, everyone. See ya.